We've got a pretty fun day ahead of us. Our first stop is the Bear Valley Visitor Center, and that was about 15 minutes from Samuel P. Taylor State Park. So this is our first time up here, and it's absolutely gorgeous to drive. Whether you seek information, inspiration, or just need something to do indoors, or when it's raining, you'll want to stop at one of the visitor centers in Point Reyes. The Bear Valley Visitor Center is the park's primary visitor center, which provides an orientation of the park's roads, trails, and human and natural history. The interior exhibit space provides a glimpse of the diverse ecosystems and cultural heritage of the park. Audio-visual programs shown in the auditorium are available upon request. Natural history books, cards, and posters are for sale in the bookstore. Beach fire permits may be obtained here as well. And of course, you can always get your passport cancellation stamp here as well. So when we drove up, we were really surprised to see how big this visitor center at Bear Valley was. Anyway, we're looking forward to going on inside. Come on in and let's see what they have to offer. The Bear Valley Visitor Center is located approximately 30 miles north of San Francisco and less than 1 mile off of Highway 1 along Bear Valley Road. Travelers may approach the park via the winding scenic Highway 1 either from the north or the south. Visitors can also reach the park via Sir Francis Drake Boulevard or at the Point Reyes Petaluma Road. They're open 7 days a week from 9:30 in the morning till 5 p.m. And you will find them to be closed on Christmas, December 25th, and may close at 2 p.m. on Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve. This is the visitor center in Point Reyes. It's really cool. We're gonna go and see a movie here right now. We got puffins up there too. The puffins, did you see those? Those are really cool.
Which one? Oh yeah.
The ones that have the prehistoric looking beak. Really cool visitor center. I'm rushing through right now. I'm gonna come back. We're gonna go see the movie right now.
National Seashore, part of the U.S. National Park Service, is a land like no other. It is a pristine oasis just a short drive away from the hustle and bustle of downtown San Francisco. It may seem like nothing could trouble this peaceful scene, but there are unimaginable forces beneath the surface. This sits on the Pacific Plate. It's drifted about 350 miles north over the last 30 million years. The 1906 quake still has people talking. When it struck, the land jumped almost 20 feet north and rocked the community to its core. Geologist Tim Hall can only guess when the land will rumble to life again.
The ground will shift probably like it did in 1906. We don't know how long it's going to be until the next earthquake. It may be a few years, it may be a couple of hundred years, but it certainly will occur.
Geology has left its footprint on this land, but so too have human inhabitants. The Coast Miwok Indians have called this area home for more than 6,000 years. The peninsula was an ideal setting. Living in small family encampments along Tamales Bay, the Coast Miwoks lived in harmony with the land. Today, a replica of a Coast Miwok village, Kuliloklo, stands in Bear Valley. Visitors join in arrowhead shaping, as well as crafting traditional regalia and baskets, with Coast Miwok descendants like Joanne Campbell.
We've always inhabited this land, and it's just fortunate this park has been able to preserve some of that heritage for us. It's a beautiful place here.
Today, the Coast Miwok work to keep their story alive, deepening our understanding of our nation's history before European settlement. Sir Francis Drake is believed to be the first of the Europeans to land on Point Reyes in 1579. In 1603, Spanish explorer Sebastian Vizcaino sailed by Point Reyes. He was so overcome by its beauty that he named it La Punta de los Tres Reyes, the point of the three kings. And although many Spanish galleons passed through the area, it wasn't until the 1800s that Spanish missionaries actually settled here. These
dangerous mariners that having a lighthouse is going to significantly improve their odds at arriving on Reyes.
Equipped with a 2-ton Fresnel lens, this lighthouse was a beacon for countless ships. But life on shore was also brutal. Lightkeepers endured savage winter storms, endless fog, 100-mile-per-hour winds, and terrible loneliness. More than one was driven to madness. But as years went by, the seafaring life declined. People began to look inland, where the cool climate and abundant grassland was ideal cattle country. For nearly 150 years, dairy and beef ranches have thrived on Point Reyes. When urban expansion began to threaten this land in the 1950s and 60s, local citizens forged an alliance with conservationists to protect its open grazing land and its precious natural splendor. In 1962, President John F. Kennedy signed legislation that established Point Reyes as a national seashore.
The Visitor Center has a very large display of all of the wildlife that you're going to see in the Point Reyes National Seashore area, and they have it set up as if they're in their natural habitat. The Bear Valley Visitor Center was really a treat. We learned quite a bit of information about the Point Reyes National Seashore area, and now we're looking forward to our next destination, which will be the Point Reyes Lighthouse Visitor Center and then the lighthouse itself. We're entering the little town of Inverness on the way to Point Reyes Lighthouse Station. Oh, there's the Inverness store. We can stop there on the way back and pick up some firewood. And then this is a Czechoslovakian restaurant. How interesting. Valdemir's. Antiquity Gallery, Art and Antiques. So you've got Drake's Beach up this way at the lighthouse, and we'll see what else. This again is all through Inverness, the town of Inverness. So the Point Reyes Lighthouse Visitor Center and the lighthouse itself is about 45 minutes from the Bear Valley Visitor Center. The roads are just gorgeous. There's wonderful little shops and places to browse and beaches to stop at in the town of Inverness. So you can go as fast or as slow as you want. There's a lot to do in between. So this is really gnarly. We're heading out to the lighthouse. And you can see all the fog and this drifting sand. We are right out here on the Point to Point Reyes, and it's windy out here, and this is where it's really gnarly. We're up here heading towards the lighthouse. There's a lot of fog down there, but you can see beaches down there. And the lighthouse is up this way about half a mile. It looks like it's uphill most of the way. But the positive thing is on the way back, it's going to be all downhill. You just see the fog just rolling right across the road. It's pretty gnarly up here. That fog.
Wind in the lines.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a trek to get over here to the Point Reyes Lighthouse Visitor Center as well as the lighthouse. But we just take our time and we go really slow. And we stop and we rest in between, and we stop and read billboards and signs. Next thing you know, we've reached our destination. So if you're older like us, you can really make it out here. You just go really slow and take your time, and it's really worth the journey. So we've almost made it to the Lighthouse Visitor Center, and it's been a really nice little trek through here. It's from the parking lot to the visitor center. It's about 0.4 mile. It's a little bit of a grade going up, and then it flattens out and curves, and it's really neat. The fog is coming in, and it's creating raindrops and mist, and it's the whole thing. It's very refreshing, and the wind is blowing, but it's all very refreshing. And the scenery along the way is just spectacular. Definitely worth the hike out here. I guess I'm a bit surprised, but I shouldn't be. There's a lot of people that are coming out here to the lighthouse, a lot of people walking on the trail back and forth, a lot of people from other countries. This is really quite a spectacular spot right here. Okay, so you will find restrooms at the parking lot, and you'll find restrooms just before you reach the Lighthouse Visitor Center. And by the way, it's still one of the things that is still free to go down to the lighthouse at this time. Okay, so just up ahead, you're going to see the Point Reyes Lighthouse Visitor Center. And it offers exhibits on the Point Reyes Lighthouse, marine life and maritime history, as well as a small bookstore. The stairs down to the lighthouse are only open when wind speeds remain below 40 miles per hour. The observation deck on the top of the stairs is open daily from 6 a.m. to 9:45 p.m. and offers a great view on a clear day. If you're planning to venture out here, always call in or go online and double check the days that the lighthouse is open. For summer of 2023, the lighthouse is open from Friday through Monday, and that'll be until November 20th of 2023. And their hours are 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And again, keep in mind, if the winds are over 40 miles an hour, you can't go down the stairs to the lighthouse. But you can go to the visitor center and you can view the lighthouse from the observation desk. Okay, we're heading over to the observation deck. And there, me and Ron looked at each other. We looked down the stairs to the lighthouse, and we had to really think about it, whether we were going to make the journey down there and back up. And then you got to realize you got to walk back to the parking lot also. So we thought, well, if we don't do it now, we're never going to be able to do it, because if we wait another year, we're going to be a year older and that much slower. So we said, heck with it. We're going to go for it. And we did. There were benches going down that we utilized, as well as coming back up. And we just took it really slow. And hey, next thing you knew, while you're busy looking at the scenery and not thinking too much about those stairs, it went really well. And I'm so glad that we did make that journey. It was really neat. Jolly right now. Oh, we just entered into the engine room of the lighthouse. That's wild. Are these like the foghorns, Ron?
Those are the foghorns that used to blow.
Changing sound. Wow.
Telegraph room.
Oh, wow. Oh, they lived in this little building. What's this room over here? Here at the point, we're on the lighthouse, a little walking bird's nest in the lighthouse right now. So looking down at this old lighthouse they used to have here. Hey, Ro.
Hey.
Not even looking forward climbing 360 steps. Woo. We had a really good time watching a huge group of harbor seals playing in the ocean, and they were jumping out of the water and just frolicking, having a ball, and that entertained us for quite a while. And if the whales were running right now, this would be a spectacular spot to just watch the humpback whales. been Road Trekking with Ro and Lo. I hope you enjoyed our adventure for today at Point Reyes National Seashore and Lighthouse as much as we did. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. And if you liked our video, give us a big thumbs up. Thank you for watching and happy RVing.